Perhaps maybe we fear public speaking. We fear what it means to be a better leader, right? I'm sure there's people in here that are afraid to come up and public speak. It's a scary thing. But do you think that that's going to make you a better chiropractor by not leaning into that and learning how to better public speak, or learning how to manage a team, or learning these procedures and diving deep within that?
All right, so I am the definition of struggle busting today. It's Monday morning, it's cold, it's gloomy, it's week 5. We're in the deep trenches of the quarter right now as midterms is here. And I'm not in it today. I'm not fully functioning at my best right now. And to be honest, I didn't do as well as I wanted to on my IRAT this morning. I missed a few very easy questions, and it's not gonna hurt me in the long term by any stretch of the means. I'm still doing very well in the course, but it's like, damn man, you gotta show up for this stuff. And I just wanna say this, that hey guys, even I am not always at my best. Even sometimes I'm tired. My brain's not working the way that I want it to. I'm not motivated as much as I need to be, and today's kind of one of those days, to be quite honest with you. I didn't have any of my coffee, so maybe that's part of it. I'm starting to get the juices flowing now. But this is this is what it's really like, guys. The truth is that you're not gonna feel your best every day. Actually, most days you're probably not gonna feel your best. Most days you're not gonna feel motivated. Most days you're gonna be tired. Most days your brain's not gonna be fully functioning at 7 a.m. on a Monday, especially whenever you had a long weekend like I had. But this is the road. This is what it means whenever I say you just gotta keep moving forward. And so that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep moving forward. We got the wellness midterm later today at 5 p.m. I got a solid hour break right now, so I'm gonna try to really just refocus, zone back in, and make sure that we recuperate and we do continue well. Because I mean, that's really all you can do, you know? Do I wish I did better on the quiz? Of course I wish I did better on the quiz. But what only matters is what's currently facing you in the present moment. What doesn't matter is what happened in the past or what's gonna happen too distant in the future. What happens right now is what's at that focal point right in front of you. You gotta show up to continue to take that next step and show up and do your best consistently, always. That's what we're doing. Happy Monday.
I don't know if I'm really camera ready or not.
Not bad. What's up guys? So just got out of my wellness exam. I definitely came back and finished strong. So I'm still on campus here. I'm about to go into the x-ray review session on Monday nights as usual. But yo, check this rain out. It is raining super hard out here. It is like storming like crazy. It's cold, it's windy. It's a typical winter night here in Georgia. But yeah, gonna be on campus for a little while. Excited to review some films, review some x-ray cases. Continuing to learn and continuing to get better, and then we'll get the heck home. Good morning vlog. Wow, my hair is wild in today. It's all over the place, isn't it? But hey, it's a wild morning. It's been super rainy all over the country. What's up with that? At least all over the East Coast. I know it's raining really hard back home. Wow, we got a big day today. Got my full spine lab coming up at 7, followed by special senses lecture. We got that special senses exam coming up next week, so we're gonna be doing more of a last lecture before the midterm. Now, we've got a big dilemma up here. So at 11 o'clock, typically that's when I had my board review, or not board review, sorry, my comp review for my competency exam. However, we took that last week, remember? I did super well on it. So we're done with the class technically. However, this week we're gonna be reviewing that exam, which I would like to do because I wanna see the questions I missed. Luckily, I didn't miss too many questions though, you know what I'm saying? Because I did really well. On Tuesdays at that same time, there is Advanced Club for AMPed, which is Advanced Mentorship Program for Entrepreneurial Development, where we're gonna be learning advanced procedures in the Advanced Club. So definitely want to be there for that because it's very, very valuable. So I'm debating, do I go to Advanced Club or do I review my comp exam? I'm leaning toward the comp exam because I do really want to review the test again, just because again, hey, it's going to prepare me and make me better for boards. but hopefully I can get out really quickly and make it to advanced club. It's a good reminder too, with time management, you just gotta kinda figure out where you're gonna put things. When you got a lot of stuff going on, you just time block it, and if things are overlapping, you just gotta choose which one you wanna do. In life, you're never gonna make the right decisions, but you always need to make your decisions right. Make it right, let's do it. So just taking a brief intermission here in my car before I head to advanced club. Decide that the comp exam is only for those who are remediating, not necessarily to go and review the exam, so I can do that separately in her office hours, so that's what I'm gonna do. So, which will be good, so that way I can still review the exam and get to go to advanced club today, so it'll be double win. So I wanna answer a question here, question time. I got a question last night from Ray. He asked me a question on my Instagram. By the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you hop up on there. We do a lot of good stuff on there. He asked me a question about technology, about like what laptop I use and just what technology that I use in general. So for me personally, I use a standard Mac laptop. I've had this since high school. I've had it for like going on 7-8 years, which makes me feel super old. I just decided to use that, and it's nothing special. Like I said, I didn't want to go and buy something new. I did go and invest in a Mac desktop, which I use at home, and that was primarily so that way I could do video editing, and then in addition I do all of my studying and work at home on my Mac desktop, and then the laptop is for my schoolwork. However, what I would do if I had the money and resources, if I did not have a laptop, I would probably go with the iPad. A lot of students have iPads here in school, and I think it's a really, really great thing to have because it makes it so much easier just to be able to write on the PowerPoints, to write and take notes, and so it's easily accessible. So I personally would go with the iPad. The newer ones, which you can write on and use like Notability and be able to write notes on, I think that's very, very effective in school for all of your classes. That being said, that there's also benefits to actually having a laptop or having a computer as well, because there's certain things like typing and doing certain projects that you'll need an actual computer for. So with the iPad, there's always going to be limitations to that, but of which you could easily just go to the library and use their computers, or if you also have a laptop or a desktop at home, you can just use that. So that will be my go-to for the computers. Other than that, technology-wise, something else that I really love to use is a storage database. I use Microsoft OneDrive. I'm a really big fan of Microsoft OneDrive, and so it's a database where you can store all of your class notes very neatly and organized. And this is especially important, say whenever you're studying for your boards, you can go back through and review all your old classes. And what's really cool too, I believe if you're a student and if you have an approved university that you go to, you can use your student email, and I'm pretty sure it's free, and you get access to all your other Microsoft accounts as well. You get Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, etc. And so it's very useful, and I really like using that. But other than that, that's really all I use besides my Google Calendar, my time management apps that I kind of always fluctuate between. I just keep it really super basic. I think that's the best way, is to be as simplistic as possible while making it work for you. Hold on, I gotta record Advanced Club. What's up? We just got out of Advanced Club. Got to learn some advanced business skills. What did we go over today, Matt?
We were covering insurance, how to bill,
basics.
what is insurance, Obamacare, all that good stuff.
Yeah, emphasis on the Obamacare because that's
Yes.
relevant today.
Exactly.
It was really good stuff because you get to learn stuff that you obviously don't get to learn in school. So we're just trying to learn a little bit by bit as we go through, so that way we're more prepared whenever we open up and start practice after school. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, we're just handling of what a super bill is, how to super bill, what insurance looks like when you're billing for insurance, about what percentage of your practice should be insurance, and just a lot of neat little skills like that you need to master that we're not going to get in this beautiful program called Chiropractic.
Chiropractic, baby. You want to be a great chiropractor, you gotta learn stuff out of school. That's the truth, you know?
Absolutely, systems and procedures. You're going to learn those.
So learn it.
Patient with our history, so
We did have lack of extension on outside.
lack of extension.
Didn't it say sacral extension too?
Yeah, that's the left. This is the right. Yeah. With zero pain, I was also able to come off of 3 medications right away too. Can't really see that. But then the last question says, "Would you recommend anyone to rise?" And she says, "Yes, lifesaver. Love the doc." That that care plan made a huge impact on this lady's life.
Hearing a case like this should get you guys so fired up to just want to be a chiropractor and just get the hell out of the program.
Let me just say this too. This was all done by a chiro who was a year out of school. Maybe a little less. Maybe a little less than a year out of school. Graduated from here.
Wow.
Yep.
So pulling into campus right now, it's about 6:25. It's not about, it is 6:25 on the dot. We got our weekly morning meeting going on. Today's gonna be a fun day of classes, of club. Big thing on today's radar is we got to prepare for my Scale C midterm that is tomorrow, Scale C, and you guys will see how much fun of a class that is. I actually really do enjoy it.
You all to close your eyes. And I have to give credit to one of our past leaders who did this, and it was absolutely phenomenal, okay? Think about your dream practice. Think about what your front desk looks like. Think about what your reception area looks like. It's completely empty in your office. It's just you, and you're looking at all of the final touches. The last poster was just posted today. And you are seeing the hard work that you've done play out. Then you see someone at your door. This is, and keep in mind, this is probably 2 days before your ribbon cutting, so not a single soul has walked through your office yet. And then you see your biggest supporter, your biggest fan waiting for you at your front door, ready to come see your office, whether that's a spouse, mom and dad, your best friend, a sibling. What are you going to do in that moment? Are you just going to let them wander around the office? Or are you going to take them on an educated tour so that you can tell them and show them why you went through school? Why is it that we want to see children? Okay, now open your eyes. Obviously, he's rocking like a stud, and he's going to have some awesome information to give to us today. So clap it up for Stephen Gage.
So kind of had something planned for the power close, just really quick, simple, quick, motivational, and then I was like, all right, I want to scratch all that, just because I felt like something was coming from the heart. So I preached to you guys for a little bit. That's cool. So I was thinking, I was like, man, like everyone sitting in this room right now, hands down, has the highest potential of anyone on this campus. I genuinely mean that. I'll say it again. Everyone in this room sitting, stand up, Matt. I'm kidding. No, everyone in this room has seriously the highest potential. Why? Well, it's week 5, right? It's week 5. Wednesday night after classes, we're sitting here on campus in school with midterms. You guys have probably had a crap ton of midterms way before this. You probably have midterms tomorrow. Who has midterms tomorrow? Yeah, all of us. I got midterms. And you guys are here learning about how to effectively give a perfect office tour. It's pretty crazy, right? It says a lot. And so, school is crazy. School is stressful. Do you think school is stressful? Everyone? Yeah, of course. School is super hard. It's stressful, especially now. But what if school was something that could be easily managed, just like anything else you prioritize in your life, and therefore it opened you up to have a lot more opportunities to do things that's going to expand yourself? What if that were the case? And I'd be like, well, how is that the case? Because school is so hard, and we're conditioned that way. Ever since we came through school, we were conditioned that school is something that's very difficult, right? Especially if you had parents that held high expectations on it, and oh my gosh, you're really screwed because you're like all about school, right? But here's what I think about it. I think that we're so focused on school, and we often think that we have to get the good grades to move on to the next thing, and that's important. School is important, right? It should be absolutely your top priority. However, is school, and you guys know this sitting in this room, is school necessarily going to guarantee your success as a chiropractor? Probably not, right? So, what things would you guys say would make you a good chiropractor? Like, what qualities will make you a good chiropractor? There's someone to shout some stuff out.
Good adjuster.
Good adjuster, okay, adjusting for sure.
Good people skills.
Good people skills, awesome. How about like learning like awesome procedures like office tours, stuff like that too? Really important. So cool. So I like to call that stuff like your developmental side. So we got school, and then we have our developmental side. They're developmental skills, things like public speaking, things like communication, procedures, adjusting, these rocking procedures like this, really just nailing your leadership skills, team management, all that stuff is developmental skills that we can work on now as students. It's going to actually directly correlate to our success as a chiropractor. Okay? And so let's take and again, you guys are like so far, we're going to get to, with this talk, I want you guys to understand why you guys have high potential. I want you guys to believe it and walk out of here, not just spazzed out and motivated, but I want you to understand why you guys have such high potential because you're here and what the significance, the fact that you showed up, whether you wanted to be here or not, whether you're like, I gotta get the hell out of here, will we just hurry this up or whatever. You guys have a lot of hope and I want you guys to feel that. So let's pick up the average student. Let's say someone like in my class, I have a Scale C midterm tomorrow. So let's just bring up like your average student, right? So I know right now that they're all freaking out about this exam that's tomorrow. Why? Because my phone's literally been blowing up for the last 2 hours about everyone blowing up, oh, this exam, freaking out about it, right? And so what's the average student going to do tonight? Well, they're already stressed. They're going to cram for this exam all night, probably pull like a close to all-nighter for all their midterms and everything. We've got boards coming up too, right? And then they're going to cram and try to regurgitate all the material, not actually really learning it. And then they're getting by. That's how you got to get through school. That's how you got to get through this program. Then to do it again, midterm after midterm, finals after finals. And what's going to happen to their developmental skills? We got school and your developmental skills. Is it going up or is it going down? Are they suffering a bit? It's going down, right? An exam, quarter after quarter, year after year. By the time they graduate, they're pretty beat up, right? Those developmental skills aren't looking so shiny because that gets in their head. Right? When you're stressed, you're dealing with all this stuff, you're doing that in your mind, body, and spirit, that builds up on you. At the time whenever you're ready to go make an impact in your community, you're at your lowest point. That's not what we want. And so what happens? You're like, school. You got on your foggy lens. It's a Ronnie Dossism. And you can't see past you can't see too far in the distance because all you can see is school. But let's break this down a little bit. Is school really the thing that's stressful, or maybe are we masking it a little bit? Are we maybe amplifying how stressful this all is? So let's think about it. Let's think about this. So we got school, and the person's down here, they're graduating. Well, school is not permanent, it's temporary. It's more temporary than you realize. We're about to graduate and leave here before we know it. I've been here a year and a half and it feels like I just showed up. And so what's next after school? Well, we're going to give a guy an example. Let's say he has an associateship. Yay! So if it's a good one, probably isn't because he's been down here, right? But he has an associateship. Cool. So now he's associating, all right? But what's going to happen in his associateship? Because most students like to say, oh, well, I'll learn all that stuff, the developmental skills and procedures, all that after school. I'm just going to focus on school now. That's what they all say. It's what my classmates all say. That's why they're not sitting in this room right now. But they say that, but yet it's funny whenever I see it in some of the older docs, and all the older docs will tell you that this story of how it goes, they get to their associateship. When they said in school, that's their time to shine, but what do? They stay stuck in their little box. Right now, stressed about, let's say they're stressed in school, now they're stressed about the basic procedures in their associateship. So it continues. So my point about this was it's not necessarily the school or their associateship or whatever it is, trying to build and grow your practice, whatever the thing is, but perhaps we're amplifying that a little bit and we're masking it to what would happen if we took a little bit more ownership, a little bit more responsibility. That makes sense? And so perhaps maybe we fear some of the developmental stuff that we have. Perhaps maybe we fear public speaking. We fear what it means to be a better leader. Right? I'm sure there's people in here that are afraid to come up and public speak. It's a scary thing. But do you think that that's going to make you a better chiropractor by not leaning into that and learning how to better public speak, or learning how to manage a team, or learning these procedures and diving deep within that? And so my point with the school and why I brought that up first is because I know all of us, we fall into that trap of like thinking school is super hard and it's easy to do because we can talk to our family about it or friends from back home and say, yeah, school's so tough, I don't have time for anything. We've all said that, right? And we all go to school with our classmates and all we're doing is stressing and talking about the exams, and it almost like clings us together, makes us believe further that this is stressful, this is hard, I can't do anything, I can't better myself, poor me. When guys, that's not what we gotta be. Because the worst part of it is, are we going to be effective leaders when we get out of practice? Are we going to build an effective team? Are we going to make the impact we need to make in chiropractic? If we have that same mindset, I think it's limiting us a little bit. Right? So my thought with this, and what I want to leave you guys with as we go here, again, I really want you to think about this. So I'll leave you with a couple things. is first to look at what your fears are, because we all have fears. I have several fears, several really crucial things that directly affects your skills you're going to need to be an amazing chiropractor that you're fearful of. And when you're fearful of something, you tend to hide away from it a little bit and ask other things. And then the second thing is to look at with school. I say school because it directly applies again, but look where you're amplifying the difficulty of things in school. Yeah, I got a skull C tomorrow, but I studied for it. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to do great on it. And then the third thing is maybe I got to accept more responsibility and choose to better myself rather than be the victim of how hard school is, but maybe I can choose to accept more responsibility and to better myself, maybe better my time management, better my priorities, right? That's going to directly affect how I'm going to do in school. And so maybe by doing that, it'll open up new opportunities for me to then do things like get plugged in the club. And again, you guys are here, that says a lot. You guys are already past that. You get why you need to be here. Maybe it's that next level of visiting more docs, going to a screening, diving deep into the modules. Right? Whatever that next step is for you. So begin to ask that stuff, and I feel you'll find that school will become maybe a little bit easier. It'll still be hard, it'll still be stressful, but maybe you'll realize that you'll open yourself up to have a lot more opportunities to then fulfill on the developmental side. So then you got both. Then you'll rise on the school side and the developmental side, and you have both of those, you're off to the races. Right? Then you're really reaching to your true potential. So really, I really want you guys to leave with this, crush it on your midterms. Please crush it on your midterms, but be thinking about some of that stuff. Please do it this weekend if you have a moment. Just take the time and really, really get real with yourself. Because I think it'll make a big difference and actually take action on that. So thank you guys so much. Crush your midterms. And as always, thanks for coming out. Appreciate you guys.
So I'm currently heading to Birmingham, Alabama to work a screening event at a home show for an office that's located here in Birmingham. And so it's Saturday morning, the event goes all day Saturday, and then I'm staying half a day on Sunday before I come back here to Atlanta. So it should be a pretty big event. I'll get to talk to a lot of people. A few other students are also coming in for it. So I'm a little bit under an hour out right now. We are heading to the dog's house. That's where we're all meeting before we head off to the event. So it should be good. I'm really excited for this. Free spine opinion. So I am ending my event here in Birmingham. The event just ended. Wow, what an amazing event. What I love about screening so much is you just get to connect with people. You get to have real life conversations, educate about people about chiropractic and how you can help them. And what's cool is that the world is sick, the world's in pain, the world needs us as chiropractors. You wouldn't believe the amount of people I saw that have just been in debilitating pain for years. And they've been dealing with it and suffering with it to the point where it's become their norm and it's severely impacting their quality of life as a whole. And I know in my mind, just in taking a brief history with them, that I absolutely know that chiropractic can absolutely get this person better, but they've never tried chiropractic, right? But they didn't know about it, they didn't even think to try it out. And so to be able to connect with people, educate them, get them assessed, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I'm leaving Birmingham, Alabama, energized, excited, motivated, and inspired to continue pushing chiropractic to the masses. And it starts by showing up to events like this, because the more events you do, the more you feel comfortable and get that real life experience and get to practice your communication skills so you can let people know why chiropractic is so amazing. I'll see you guys.